Oh, I've got something to share with you. I was recently asked to do a message about freedom on a Facebook page, and it was pretty good. I had a lot of interruptions, though. Things didn't always go just as smooth as I had hoped. But the message I felt was just so powerful, I couldn't imagine not sharing it with you. So I was asked to share about freedom, and as I did, I spent some time thinking about those that made me think about freedom, that came to my mind when an individual that came to my mind that needs to be highlighted would be Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman, you might be familiar with her work, you might not, but Harriet Tubman had been a slave, and she had been oppressed, and she had been brought up in that life, and she had escaped slavery and found herself in freedom. And when she was free, there was nothing more that she wanted to do but go back to rescue those who were still in slavery. She ended up rescuing, through the Underground Railroad, 70 plus individuals without any failed attempts, without any failed tries. Every time was successful, which is amazing and incredible and unheard of. Now, during the Civil War, she was also part of leading and saving hundreds more slaves and bringing them to freedom. She was reported as saying that she had seen their tears and she had seen their sighs, and that she would give every drop of blood in her veins if it would save those people. What a heart. But that's what happens, right? That's what happens to us. Freedom is a joy. Freedom is great. It's fantastic. But when we have freedom and true freedom and we're experiencing it, then we look around and we see anyone not experiencing that freedom and that joy, and we know that they're missing out on something fantastic, and we want them to have it. We want to share it with them, and that's what it's all about. As a Christian, we are experiencing joy unheard of, joy untold. We're experiencing joy that really cannot be put into words, and we got to share it. We can't just enjoy it for ourselves. We need to see other people enjoy it, and this gift of freedom has been given to us. Given. We didn't have to work for it. We didn't have to earn it. We didn't have to fight for it. Jesus Christ came and gave each of us, you and I, he gave us freedom. Freedom for the taking. Freedom for the accepting. It's ours. It's yours. And as we accept it, then it leads in us a desire to share that freedom. Anybody who experiences freedom, especially freedom that was paid for by undeservedly, wants others to experience that freedom, wants to go back and help those that are there. It reminds me of the Bible verse in Revelation chapter 22, verse 17, that says, "The Spirit and the bride say, 'Come.' And let him who hears say, 'Come.'" Let me repeat that. Let him who hears say, "Come." God says, when you hear the call of God in your life, when you hear him, don't just come running. There's others in slavery. There's others that are being tied down and in bondage to sin in this world, and you have heard the call to freedom. Bring someone else to freedom with you. It's such a joyful thing. And Jesus reminds us of what this looks like. He says in John chapter 15, verse 12, "This is my commandment to you. Love one another as I have loved you." Maybe you've heard that. It sounds simple. It sounds so easy. Love one another as I have loved you. But Jesus' love is not just climbing on a cross. Jesus' love is stepping down from the throne of heaven. It's taking off his crown. It's laying aside divinity. It's walking here, giving up all the riches of heaven to be poor. It's risking his life for those that he loves. And so much more. And so when he calls for that from you and me, from both of us, he's calling for us to surrender, to lay down all of our plans, all of our own seekings for ourselves, and to look at our brothers and sisters in this world and say, I love you more than my life, more than my plans, more than my hopes. I'm going to put you first. And when we do that, then we are fulfilling what God has called us to do. But it isn't just to love, it is to love in a way that we're guiding people to freedom, that we're giving them a call and an opportunity to experience the freedom that God gives. That is what's going on in the Bible. That's what's going on in every Christian's life. So I'd like to invite you to share some comments here, to interact by sharing ways to love, sharing ways that you have been loved, that someone has reached out and shown love to you, that has changed you and challenged you and grown you. And to share ideas of ways that we can share love with someone else in this world, so that this post isn't just about a video. It's about us helping one another to share this love with the world and to bring freedom and this call to freedom to all those that we know, our friends, our families, our acquaintances. That's what God has for us, and it is good.